The life, political achievements, and famous quotes of Andrew Jackson, the 7th President of the United States. Andrew Jackson, one of the most controversial presidents in American history, led a life akin to a legendary epic. Born in 1767 as a posthumous child into poverty, he was raised single-handedly by his strong-willed mother. Deprived of a formal education, Jackson was instilled with values of honesty, bravery, responsibility, and integrity by his mother, principles that profoundly influenced his life. During the American Revolutionary War, a young Jackson, merely 13, joined the American forces. He and his brother were captured in a British raid. While in captivity, Jackson's refusal to polish the boots of a British officer resulted in a permanent facial scar, marking him with a lifelong reminder of his defiance. Tragically, after their release, he lost both his brother and mother to illness, deepening his resentment towards the British. Despite his limited schooling, Jackson self-educated in law, and by the age of 20, earned a license to practice. His legal career in Tennessee started off rocky, but soon flourished. He amassed wealth, acquired slaves, plantations, and the grand estate known as the Hermitage, and married his beloved Rachel. Their marriage, however, was subject to societal scrutiny at the time, leading Jackson to numerous duels and political confrontations during his presidential campaigns. Jackson's military career was no less remarkable. His valor in the War of 1812 and the First Seminole War elevated him to a national war hero. His victories not only expanded American territory, but also significantly bolstered his personal reputation. In the political arena, Jackson shone equally bright. He served as the first congressman for Tennessee, later becoming a senator. His populist political stance won him widespread support, especially in the western and southern states. Despite losing the 1824 presidential election to John Quincy Adams, Jackson made a triumphant return in 1828, winning the presidency as a representative of the emerging Democratic Party. During his presidency, Jackson was seen as the common man's advocate, implementing bold reforms. He introduced a rotation system for public office, breaking the monopoly of Eastern elites. His use of the presidential veto power to block congressional bills significantly strengthened executive authority. In dealing with the tariff disputes between the southern states and the federal government, Jackson firmly upheld federal authority, averting a potential split in the Union. Jackson's most far-reaching decision was the dismantling of the privileges of the Second Bank of the United States, a private institution functioning as a national bank. His strong will and deep understanding of the financial system were evident in this decision, which had a lasting impact on America's financial landscape. After his second term, Jackson retired to his Tennessee home in 1837, where he spent his final years until his death in 1845, at the age of 78. He was buried in his family estate alongside his wife Rachel. His nickname, Old Hickory, symbolized his courage and resilience, etching his memory into the annals of American history. Jackson's life was full of contradictions and controversies. On one hand, he was a war hero and a president for the common man, laying the groundwork for modern party politics. On the other, he faced widespread criticism for his policies towards Native Americans and his handling of the banking system. Nonetheless, Jackson's life and political career undeniably had a profound impact on the course of American history. His image, engraved on the widely used $20 bill, remains a controversial symbol in history, reminding us of its complexity and the paradoxes of leadership. Today, as we look back at the life of this strong, contradictory, yet undoubtedly influential 7th President of the United States, we see not just the story of one man, but the encapsulation of an era and the trajectory of a nation evolving and transforming. Jackson's tale is a microcosm of early American history, filled with challenges, controversies, and change. As an important figure in American history, Andrew Jackson left many thought-provoking quotes. Here are 20 of his famous quotes. 1. One man with courage makes a majority. 2. The wisdom of man never yet contrived a system of taxation that would operate with perfect equality. 3. I was born for a storm and a calm does not suit me. 4. The brave man inattentive to his duty is worth little more to his country than the coward who deserts in the hour of danger. 5. There are no necessary evils in government. Its evils exist only in its abuses. 6. In the long run, I have ever found that the policy of truth and frankness is the best. 7. Every good citizen makes his country's honor his own and cherishes it not only as precious but as sacred. 8. Peace above all things is to be desired, but blood must sometimes be spilled to obtain it on equable and lasting terms. 9. Take time to deliberate, but when the time for action arrives, stop thinking and go in. 10. It is to be regretted that the rich and powerful too often bend the axe of government to their selfish purposes. 11. Never take counsel of your fears. 12. To the victor belong the spoils. 13. Our federal union, it must be preserved. 14. I have always been afraid of banks. 15. The duties of all public officers are, or at least admit of being made, so plain and simple that men of intelligence may readily qualify themselves for their performance. 16. But you must remember, my fellow citizens, that eternal vigilance by the people is the price of liberty, and that you must pay the price if you wish to secure the blessing. 17. I weep for the liberty of my country when I see at this early day of its successful experiment that corruption has been imputed to many members of the House of Representatives. 18. The people are the government, administering it by their agents. They are the government, the sovereign power. 19. No one need think that the world can be ruled without blood. The civil sword shall and must be red and bloody. 20. I am a senator against my wishes and feelings, which I regret more than any other of my life. These quotes reflect Jackson's political philosophy, personal beliefs, and his views on America and civic responsibility, resonating in American political and cultural discourse to this day.